microphone. And we're back, and we're eating microphones here on the Baco Motorsports Power Hour, the Kern County Raceway segment. And over where I usually sit is Steve Hughes, who's low riding because Michael Hopper on the First Look with Scott Cox show has a new chair, and apparently he likes to sit low to the ground.
Well, it's very ergonomic. I can tell you that. It feels nice. It's got the nice back support, and when I lean back, it's actually pretty nice. So I'll do the show from right here.
But I can see that it's about 3 inches off the ground, so I don't know what to deal with Hop because he's a big guy and he's got that thing low riding over there.
All right, enough about that.
Let's talk about Kern County Raceway Park. Coming off a big weekend last weekend, had the K&N Pro Series West.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah. Race out there, first and only one of the season.
Yep. Napa Auto Parts 150. It was our opening night out at Kern County Raceway. We started our 4th NASCAR season. We had a huge crowd. Mike Griffith was there. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks to all the race fans, all the race teams. It was just an amazing way to start our season with some pretty awesome racing as well.
Yeah, and I think we've got some footage here.
Yeah, there's the Phenom, the 15-year-old Phenom in that iconic number 16 Napa Auto Parts machine. Led early. The big mover early on was that 17 MMI Poorhouse car, David Mayhew. There he is taking the lead on the outside past both the 50 and the 16 in turn number 4 to take the lead, I believe, by lap 25.
Lap 25, 27. He looked like a rocket ship. He came out of... When he made his move, he just got up there quick, and then he lost the lead to the 61 car for a little while.
Yeah, and then
got it back.
Gets it back right here, and the Bob Brancati cars, there's the number 9 of Ryan Partridge taking over the lead just for a minute right before the halfway point. But lots of fast cars. This was a great race. Lots of side-by-side racing as we're seeing here. That second groove at Kern County Raceway definitely has come in, and it's seasoned, especially for these big, heavy, high-horsepower K&N cars.
Yeah, and that was, I think, the most impressive thing. It's a racy track. You got 2 grooves here, quite the opposite of Martinsville back east on Sunday when I was watching. If you weren't low, you were slow.
Here's the big one right here. Todd Gilliland in the 16 car misses a shift, does something, and then some carnage on the front straightaway. Matt Levin up and over. We go red flag. 8 total cautions in this race. Matt Levin was okay. Tough break for Blaine Perkins, who was our guest last week. And then the final run, the final 15 laps here, Ryan Partridge had the lead. A little bit of rubbing coming off of turn number 4. Todd Gilliland takes the lead with 5 laps to go and will go on to win his 4th NASCAR K&N Pro Series race to start his career.
4 for 4, 3 on the West Coast, 1 on the East Coast, and he'll be at Bristol
in a week and a
half. Trying to make it 5 for 5. But Mayhew there was leading on the restart and immediately went backwards. Some problem with the right front tire,
Something went haywire with the right front.
But they changed it.
Yes.
And he came back, and I think he got a 7th or an 8th.
He finished 6th place.
So a heck of a comeback.
Great bounce back for that MMI team.
But had to be really, really disappointed that got out there and thought it was his 100th start. So that team really wanted to win.
Yeah, and we honored David Mayhew that night with a plaque from his friends at Kern County Raceway. I want to say thanks to David for coming out and really didn't qualify very well, but the car was very, very racy. As you know, after they qualify, they impound the cars. But for the Napa Auto Parts 150, he was super fast. I thought he had a shot at that win.
Real quick, give a shout-out to the winners of the other races because that wasn't the only thing going on.
No, sir. In our NASCAR Super Stocks, we had a great turnout of racing and a great turnout of racers in that division. Johnny Bedingfield winning again. That's his second opening night win in a row at Kern County Raceway in that division.
And he was quick.
Yes, he was. Set a new track record, 21.0 and some change. So the speeds are picking up for those NASCAR Super Stocks. Robbie Zub wins in the INEX Legends. And the Kern County Sheriff's Office, Detective Randall Meyer, winning in the 911 Racing Series.
So you got that. And now you're kind of switching gears again.
Yeah.
You've got...
I'm switching gears, and I'm taking some tires away.
And you've got 2-wheelers.
Yeah,
so what's coming up this weekend?
Oh, it's we're so excited. For the first time in the track's short history, we're actually having a real Supermoto event. AMA Supermoto National Round Number 1, presented by Sully Chevron and powered by Jumpstart Energy Shot. And for the first time ever, we're actually having a dirt section in our Supermoto races. Before, we had some jumps and we had a great layout of the track. on the asphalt section, but now 3 huge dirt sections that are going to take place this weekend. All motorcycles, all the time, this Saturday night at Kern County Raceway.
And so as I'm looking down on the racetrack from the stands,
Right.
went to turn 1 and down that way. So where have you put the dirt on the track to make this a supermoto track?
Basically in the aprons of turns 1 and turn 4. So they're right up against the grandstand where the fans have an opportunity to see all the action going on in the dirt section. So as you're on the asphalt track, as you're going into turn 1, where it flattens out, there's that big black asphalt area. We're going to have a nice berm, couple of jumps, and I think a tabletop exiting, and then that'll take you back out onto the actual half-mile track. They'll come around, and then there's going to be a wall jump that will take you up and over the wall, the crash wall, and land right next to the pit tunnel. Then they will rocket around through the pits, up the hill, back out onto the racetrack, and then come down to the third dirt section, which takes you onto the apron in turn number 4. But I think these two gentlemen sitting right next to you can speak more about how that track layout is, because they were out there checking it out last night.
Okay, so let's go, Joshua. How's that track looking?
Yeah, no, it's a lot different than back home. You've got like sealant on top in the pits. Pretty slippery yesterday. It was just starting to weep a bit. But no, it's good. Really fast. Back home, we don't see that speed. Like I was top gear pinned just on the limit. I'm like, whoa. And then he's next to me sliding. I'm like, what's going on here? And then just, yeah, well, but we got used to it.
Well, let's introduce Joshua McLean from Portland, Australia, from making a long trip over to the United States, and is going to try to compete in all the rounds for the AMA Supermoto National, and he'll kick it off this Saturday with round 1 at Kern County Raceway. So welcome to America, Joshua. Glad to have you here.
Happy to be here, and thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. So how long was the trip over?
Forever. We had it was like out of a movie. We had the kids screaming and coughing. Everyone was dying on the plane, but I didn't get any sleep at all for about 2 days. So.
It's only 17 hours. I mean,
yeah.
What's the big deal?
What's that? So how many races are there on the Supermoto? 10?
I think there's 6 rounds. Six rounds this year. Yeah. So they'll start it all at Kern County Raceway, and Josh Jackson, the Jet, 2015 Supermoto champion from Kern County Raceway. 6 rounds, and it goes all over the United States, right?
Yes, yeah. We'll from Kern County, we'll be headed to Loudon, New Hampshire. We'll be racing on the NASCAR track. Then we'll backtrack to Sturgis, where we race through downtown Sturgis on the streets. And then we go up to Canada from there. We're going to be racing with the World Rally Car in Canada. And then we come back to Colorado, and then we finish it off in Tucson, Arizona.
And that Sturgis racing through the streets, that sounds like a bicycle bike racing criterium type of thing.
It's different. It's very slippery. It's right down Main Street where they park all the Harleys, so you got all the nice oil all over the streets.
Well,
it's
Harleys
different.
don't leak oil.
Knock it off. And
don't you just, if it says 60 weight, you put in 80 so it leaks slower?
Basically. Something like that.
So, no, not to disparage the Harley riders. They're
Absolutely
leaking.
not.
So, but did you race at the Supermoto track at Mesa Marin?
That's where I started. Yeah, I got to race one full season there before it closed down.
Okay. And that one had some dirt sections and a jump. So getting back off of, is this somewhat like that?
This will be a little different. Mesa Marin, we came straight onto the pavement from the dirt. This one, we're going to actually have to, we're going to have a dirt corner going back onto the pavement. So it's going to be a little tricky to get our tires clean there for a second. And then we got one good left-hander to get them clean before we head down the front stretch. So it could be a little slippery going back down into turn 1.
And you have both pro and amateur riders for this event, right?
Absolutely. There'll be 2 pro main events and 1 amateur main event. And then we'll also have a stunt bike team out there 3 different times. The big thing is it's going to be an awesome evening for everybody. Your ticket is your pit pass. All of these riders are going to be up on the concourse on the north side of the racetrack. So normally where we park the car clubs and the RVs through 3 and 4, that's going to be all the pit area for these riders. So once you get your ticket and come in, You'll be able to head into the pits,
So they'll-
hang out, get some autographs, talk to riders, and we're going to have a pit party starting at 6 p.m. on Saturday. We'll have Mystic Red, the great local classic rock cover band, will be playing music from 6 to 7, and then we'll start racing about 7 o'clock. So it's going to be really nice.
So then basically you just ride down the hill and onto the track that way.
They'll
right?
come all the way around turn 3 and then through the
Then go
yellow
to-
gate and then
right.
back onto the racetrack.
That's how they
Yeah.
get down there. So,
Yeah.
so first experience here in the States for you,
Yeah,
Joshua? or-
first experience leaving the country, so it's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's going to be good once you catch up on your sleep.
No, pretty good. Like I said, we didn't sleep all Monday when we got here. We flew in at probably 6:30, and we thought, oh, we might as well stay up all day and just go to bed when you guys go to bed, and it worked out well.
Are you going to get some more practice in?
Hopefully, yeah. I'm hoping to just ride as much as I can.
Yeah. How much riding do you do back in Australia? How much have you been? And how big is Supermoto there?
Yeah, I've done where I live. I've got an old abandoned go-kart track. No one uses. It's just in the middle of nowhere. You wouldn't even know it's there. And I get there a fair bit, probably twice a week. And that's enough riding to annoy the girlfriend. She doesn't like it, but so I do a fair bit, man. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not very big back home. As far as there's only one main event for the year, and that's the national, and that's just over 3 days, and that's
Okay.
it. And it's if you have a bad day, it's too bad.
It's
Wait till
done.
next year.
Really?
Yeah, but it's all up. We're down the very bottom. Most of it's up the top
Okay.
top corner.
So how much? And you've been racing for 10 years now, 12?
Yeah, I took a break in 2008, and then last year was my first full year back. And last year was my first year on the national circuit full time. I missed one round and then had to ride with a separated shoulder in Sturgis, so that kind of hurt us in the points. So we built new bikes. I'm with the same team this year, and we're putting in a big effort to go for the 250 title this year.
Josh, let's talk about your sponsors, the team that you ride for.
Yeah, basically, I got Glenn Fuller with Lean Six Sigma Racing in the local Adventure Center Power Sports Husqvarna shop. That's where we're getting our bikes from, and then we partnered up with PZ5 Cobra out of Italy this year. They put a new front end on our bike, and I've only got to spend about 2 days on it, but I think it's going to be a big deal for us this year. And then Tokyo Mods came in and did our motors. We were running stock motors last year. We were really down on horsepower. So I think we're going to be right where we need to be very competitive this year with the other teams.
And how much different is this track, and is it a lot more technical than the pure asphalt track of last season?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more racy. I think there's a lot better passing areas to pass on the track with the dirt. That always changes everything up. That's definitely going to add some passing areas. I think it's a little bit faster. It's definitely longer. I think for the fans, it's going to be a lot better. I think they're going to see a lot more racing. So
Longer. How many laps for the main events?
I want to say the main events will be about 20 minutes long. I haven't got a lap time yet, so
So you're going to try to figure it out. So
Yeah.
basically you want to get it to about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And however many laps that equates
yep.
to.
Yeah, it'll be 20 minutes plus a lap, somewhere right around there.
Okay. And how many riders?
We anticipate 75 riders total over the two divisions. It's going to be a great turn. I mean, it's the opening round of the AMA Supermoto Pro National Series. So we're going to get all the guys that think they have a shot, because everybody's tied for the points lead right now, and they've got an opportunity to come to a beautiful facility in Central California and really have a shot to start their season off in a positive way. So we anticipate a lot of great competition and some great riders, not only in the pro, but in the amateur division as well.
And real quick, you're going to have Supermoto throughout the seson.
Yes, we are. Golden
races.
Empire Supermoto coming on board. The Cates brothers, Cole and Cody Cates, along with Wes Miller. Ready Ag sponsoring Golden Empire Supermoto Series out at Kern County Raceway this year with a dirt section
Yes.
for all 6 events. This one is going to be included in their points championship for the track. So we're looking forward to working with this new group. And really, Mike, for the first time, this is the first true Supermoto event being held at Kern County
Right.
Raceway. We'll continue that with a dirt section through the rest of the season, which is going to bring a lot more riders and hopefully a lot more fans to the racetrack, actually getting to see a true Supermoto race.
Okay. Well, it sounds interesting. I want to thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome. I've got one more thing.
One more thing before we
Friday,
go.
you know, our presenting sponsor for the AMA Supermoto National is Sully Chevron, and they will be having an event out at their Buena Vista location at Buena Vista and Ming Avenue between 6 and 8 a.m. on Friday. They're going to be giving away tickets. If you're a veteran or active military, come on out. We're going to give you a ticket, and then the first 100 folks to show up out there at Sully Chevron on Ming and Buena Vista are going to get a ticket to the races for Saturday as well. So thanks to Sully Chevron.
Okay. Well, that's a good deal. Thank you all for coming in, and we'll see you next week, Steve.
I'll
we'll
be
be
here.
talking about supermoto racing.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Thanks a lot. We'll be back with the Bakersfield Speedway segment in a minute.
The best supermoto racers in the country.